Welcome back, everyone. Seafood Devon fan, Ada Morrow's doing ton. So, we're gonna ask ourselves, how did I end up in this circumstance where I'm surrounded by tiny clowns? That's what we're gonna talk about today. We're talking about multiple attackers, okay? The reason I'm being attacked by my children, we're still in quarantine here, so this is why I have to work with for my attackers. So, even before we start, I remember, this looks goofy to you. All my clowns can stand up and get ready, okay? This looks goofy to you. I'll make a confession. When I was taking my lessons, okay, my Sifu always did these different drills with different people attacking us. Honestly, at the time I thought, this is kind of goofy. If it was fun, I always enjoyed doing it. We would do blindfolds where you have to attack different people. It seemed very goofy to me. But of course I respect my Sifu, I did lessons. But at heart I thought it was kind of silly. Little did I know, I'd find myself in a real situation, attacked by 6 people. Everything my Sifu taught me came back, okay? Those skills that I learned, okay, with my fellow Wing Chun students, my Sifu teaching me, everything he taught me came back to me. It's what helped me get out of that situation, okay? So, I'm gonna share the basics, the Wing Chun approach to facing multiple attackers today. This just make it a little bit more fun, okay? The first thing we have to talk about is the different types of multiple attackers. Whether it's a group you're facing or a swarm attack, one can change into the other. You have to be able to identify and understand what's happening, okay? Group situation, let's take, so they can see, okay? It's 3 people here, coming up. Maybe you're back into a corner, you're trapped or whatever. Now, in this scenario, we have to be aware of, first of all, I need to ask myself, who's the leader in this situation? Here it's obviously this one, okay? If he's the one confronting me, he's the one threatening, he's doing the talking for the group, whoever's talking for the group who's creating the troublemaker, creating the problem is the leader in the situation, okay? I know then, for now, if I have to attack, of course I have to take down the leader in front of his minions here, okay? That's gonna mean it will create terror for them, because in this situation, this one type of situation, this guy, okay? This guy here is the real troublemaker. These guys, if they were so tough, he'd be the one talking, just sitting there waiting. Do you know what she wants? She wants him to knock me down on the ground so she can come in and have her friends videotape while she can kick me, look tough. That's what they want. That's what they're here for, okay? They're backup. So, in a situation where I'm facing these 3 and I have to decide what to do, I don't want to try to turn here, go for this one. The leaders are going to be the best fighter, most experienced. Okay, that's why he's doing the talking. He will then, of course, attack me here. Okay? However, if I suddenly attack, take him down in front of all his friends, okay, which is what I ended up doing in a real situation, then I turn on him, attack him, then they're not going to look so tough all of a sudden. Okay? Because they realize what happened. The guy they looked up to just got dropped. Then I've attacked them too. Okay? So, that's one strategy. Some of you may say to yourself, for instance, you may say to yourself, I thought in a situation where there's 3 people, I should just run, okay? That really depends on the situation. Depends on your skill, depends on where you have to go to. Sometimes you're trapped in a situation you can't run away, okay? If I'm backed into a corner, for instance. Another example, let's say I'm out with my kids, okay? And I get attacked by a group. I can't just leave my kids and run, okay? Also, I'll tell you the truth. I think I'm a good runner. I'm a runner. I go running every morning, okay? However, my son Napoleon, I know 1,000%, we've raced before, is faster runner than me, okay? So even if I'm turning and running, he could catch me in 2 seconds flat. I'm 50 years old. He's in shape. He's 16 years old. He's going to be faster, okay? So if Napoleon had a chance to run, he's by himself, very few people can catch him, okay? It's a different scenario. But even in his case, you watch what happens, okay? This guy's causing problem with me. I decide to turn, I'm going to turn and run. I just turn my back to my enemy. You know how hard it is to run away? I don't know, you're probably too old maybe to play tag. You know how hard it is to run away with a group of people trying to get you? You guys would know, people surround it because it's very difficult to get away from them. Not just running away from one person, it's different, okay? So you have to gauge that. Obviously, if there's weapons involved, all those different scenarios are going to change that. So we're going to talk about the fundamentals here about what to avoid. So, you guys probably watch, if you're taking Wing Chun, you must have watched the movie Man. So the famous scene where he's facing the 10 black belts, okay? in that scene, I love the scene. It's a wicked scene. He's by himself here in the center. There's 10 people around him. That looks so cool. They're all closing in. Okay? That's amazing for a movie. Real life, actually, the exact opposite. The last thing you want to do is place yourself in the center of the group. We're trying to do the opposite. Okay? I'm going to explain to you why. So, you'll know when we talk about the Wing Chun principles. One of them, Jing Jing Ju, means facing north, but actually means always facing your enemy. Always facing your opponent. Okay? Meaning, Napoleon and I are doing our usual thing. We're fighting here. Okay, if he moves, he's moving in one direction. I have to make sure I'm facing him. Okay? Now, then you say to yourself, there's 3 clowns here. Not clown, but whatever. How the heck? How can I uphold this principle? How can I face my opponent at all times? Here's the trick. Okay? The principles in Wing Chun are never wrong. They're very sound principles. The trick is this. The group now becomes the enemy. Okay? That means this. I have to be facing the group at all times. So, what I don't want, if this one here is sneaky, she's small, okay? If they're sneaking around here, okay, I'm talking to this guy, I'm being flanked here, I'm not facing my enemy anymore. My enemy's here, my enemy's here. All kinds of catastrophe can stab me, do whatever. Okay, I don't know. Who knows? So, what I have to do in this attack situation with 3 people, right, I have to make sure I'm facing this group. I have to face the group. Regardless, they come to attack me. He's going this way. I have to create a line. I don't want to. That's right. Things happen. Crazy stuff happens here. Okay? I have to create this line. I have to create, what I'm trying to create is a funnel. Always trying to create a funnel. So if I deal with this one, okay, then I put a line here. The next one comes, I fight him, I create a funnel. I create a funnel. So I can face them in a line. I don't want them surrounding me. I have to create this line. Okay? Now, if I can do that by grabbing and fighting, that's one thing. Sometimes I have something else I can use. For instance, here you can't see, but there's a stairway, there's a door. Anything to create a line where I can take them more one by one. Max 2. That's going to be my option. So if there's a doorway, I can fight from the doorway. Then they can only approach me one at a time. I can deal with them. Okay? Once you get a circle is death. You start to be surrounded. Okay? Once they start to surround me like this problem here, what I'm going to try to do, find a weak spot. Not saying you're a weak spot, Ronan. He's right in front of me. Boom! I go through the weak spot. I face my enemy again. I face my enemy again. Okay? Don't try to go through the strong spot. You're going to get in trouble. They'll always, it's like a vortex. Come back, little. Okay? Always like a vortex. If you allow this to happen, the vortex is going to close in. It will close in on you. That's your worst nightmare. Doesn't matter how good you are, you'll get collapsed. Okay? So that's why we talk about mobility. All these guys are moving. I have to be moving too. I have to be all over the place. We're going to talk about movement. I'm here, I'm there. I don't want to stay in one spot. I stay in one spot, the vortex starts to close. Okay? So you got to find a hole. If you have to make a hole, you make a hole through the weak spot. Alright? So that's basic concept. Now, Buji, here's this guy. This guy doesn't matter. Okay? Buji teaches a couple things. You're not a Buji yet, not a Chum Q yet. When you get to Buji, you'll see this different. Buji is a brilliant form. It's almost designed for this type of scenario. Okay? One motion, the second last motion, you always say, what the heck is going on there? Such a strange motion. Show you exactly what it is so you understand. Meant for someone like this. This motion here is grab, okay? From here, I'm pulling down. I can throw my enemy. This motion, you grab and you put them like this. It's very designed for that, okay? Actually, it's designed for someone wearing clothes. If he's not wearing clothes, a little bit harder. Why are you being attacked by a group of naked people? Then you have to say to yourself, how the hell? Maybe you shouldn't have gotten that situation. There's some culpability there. Okay, so we're assuming he has clothes, I have something to grab. That's why it's designed that way. So, let's bring this to another scenario. Okay, no more attacking, don't worry. Talk about this. Lao Tzu always has good advice for us these situations. Share with you from Eden Worlds Wing Chun. Lao Tzu says, the man of the Tao, person of the Tao, doesn't matter now. Person of the Tao, okay, lives long because he avoids places of death. That sounds simple. Simple advice. Avoid places of death, right? Not so easy to follow, actually. And actually, if you follow that advice, you'll find that you don't put yourself in this terrible situation to begin with. So what does it mean to avoid places of death? What does that mean? Very, very simple to conceptualize. You have to use your instincts. Napoleon and I talk about this all the time, okay? You sense trouble, you sense a bad situation, you don't go there. You hear a situation that's going to be bad, people, you don't go there, okay? You avoid those situations. You don't put yourself in that situation. Now, I always say to myself, oh, in my case, I had to fight those people, there's no choice. That's true, when they rush at me, there's no choice. But if I use my head, think in advance, when that event started and I saw there's only me and one other security person, there's hundreds of people, we shouldn't have done the event in the first place. It was poorly positioned for me to even be in that situation, okay? Let alone I get trapped outside with the whole group, the other person's inside. All kinds of mistakes happen. I put myself in the place of death. So when I look at it in retrospect, yes, it's true, they attacked, I had no choice. But you have to take responsibility sometimes, okay, how you put yourself in those situations. Now, let's say my friend Ronan here, let's say he tells me I'm an expert because it happened to me so many times, lots of times. Then that's easy for me. You know why? You are the problem. You're the problem if it's happened to you many times, okay? One time he gets in a fight with a lot of people, terrible accidents can happen. 2 times I become very suspicious of you. 3 times I know it's your fault, okay? Then you say, oh, I had to protect my friends. Then you have the wrong friends, okay? Or I was in this terrible, then you're going to the wrong places. So you have to take ownership. Kung Fu is not for troublemakers. So if you find you're always getting in fights, always not your fault, I have news for you, it's your fault, okay? You have to fix that. No amount of Kung Fu techniques will keep you out of trouble. You know why? Because the violent will come to a violent end. Lao Tzu also says that. It's also very true. You want to think about it, okay? Best way not to put yourself surrounded by clowns is don't be a clown yourself. So that's what I want you to take from this. The other things that I taught you, okay? So you just remember those basic concepts. You create a funnel, you don't let yourself get surrounded, and the last one I want to tell you, that's Napoleon to come here, okay? The last thing I want to tell you, don't get in this situation, okay, where we start grappling and wrestling like this. Even if you're good at it, even if you know Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or whatever, not a time to grapple, okay? I never want to engage here when all of a sudden clown 1 and clown 2 can come and attack me and hit me, stab me, pull me down, whatever, okay? Not a time to grapple. If you grab someone and use laps out or whatever, you just use it to push them out of the way. You don't get involved in this kind of push-pull nonsense. It's death, okay? So we covered a lot. That's the basics. You want to practice this, get your family, get your children. They don't have to go crazy. You just practice the positioning. You practice your mobility. When they try to surround you, you push them out of the way, you face that group. You face the group, okay? That's the practice. That's the practice for you. Your friends, you have a lot of fun doing it, okay? Then you can do it blindfold. It's a story for another day, all right? Until next time, keep training. Stay strong. We'll see you back here at Immortals Wing Chun.